Welcome to Cooking with Pina. Today I'm going to make a ragu sauce. There are many different kinds of recipes to make a ragu sauce. The one I'll be making today is a very simple with meat. Different from marinara sauce where you don't have meat in it. The ragu, has meat, and I'm going to be using only the ground beef. These are the ingredients. Ground beef. It's a pound of ground beef, a half glass of white wine, 2 garlic cloves, 1 chopped onion, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, 1.5 cups of tomato puree, and 1.5 cup of chopped tomatoes, and 3 cups of chicken broth. The first thing I'm going to be doing is chop my onions. I like to make them into small pieces. The next thing I'm going to do is start my cooking. And I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to add the onions and the garlic cloves. I didn't chop the garlics very much because I don't like to get pieces of garlic in my food when I eat it. There's some people who love it, but I don't care too much for it. So I just cut the garlic cloves in half, and then I'm able to take it out easily. So I'm just going to wait for this onion to saute a bit. And it smells very good, very delicious. And in this environment, it's beautiful outside. Today is a perfect day to be out making ragu sauce. So I'm waiting for the onion to sort of soften a bit and be a little bit translucent. And then I'm going to add the meat. See, the garlic has gotten a little bit dark. You don't want to keep it in there because it will make the oil kind of bitter, and you don't want that. So now I'm going to add the meat and make sure that you separate it when you put it in and mix it well with the onions. It is important to separate it so that it cooks evenly. This is 100% beef, and it is 90% lean. This ragu is a very simple ragu. I'm used to this kind where I don't put too much meat in it because it's fast. I mean, if you have all the other types of meat that you can add to it, it takes longer. So if you're working and you don't have too much time, this is an easier way to make ragu. It's becoming nice and brown, but I can still see some red meat in there. It has to be fully cooked. Now, I didn't have any red wine today. I have white wine, and that's just as fine because it has a nice taste as well. As you can see now, the meat is all brown. And that's the way it should be before adding the wine. And here's the wine. Now I'm just going to wait to reduce it. This is perfect with pasta, this ragu. You get your starches, you get your protein, and you get a drink of wine in it. I normally don't put cheese into this ragu. Many people do. I think that the cheese would take some taste away. But once you put it, you use the ragu on the pasta, you can, of course, use Parmigiano if you like. Now you see the wine is reduced. There's a lot less juice in there because the wine is in the meat, but you don't want all that watery stuff. Now I'm going to add the tomatoes. This is about 1.5 cup of chopped tomatoes. I'm using the Pomi tomatoes. I really like it because, as I said earlier, they're less acidic. I always put the chopped tomatoes first because they need to cook a little more than the strained tomatoes. So I'm going to let this cook a little bit longer than the other one. And I'm going to add the puree, the strained tomatoes. And just mix it well. It really smells fantastic. I'm going to add some of the tomato paste. It gives a little bit more of a strong tomatoey taste, the paste, because it's very concentrated. You may choose how much you like to use. This was about a tablespoonful. Now I'm going to add some salt, and I'm going to add some basil pesto, which I didn't have any fresh one today, but I'm going to use the pesto, which is also extremely delicious. I have an episode of how to make basil pesto. Please see the link below. This is just some pepper. At this point, you could also add some hot pepper flakes if you like. The next that I'm going to add is some of this chicken broth. Now this has to cook for quite a while, maybe an hour and a half or two. And the way you know it's cooked, a lot of the oils will sort of come to the surface. The grease will come to the surface, then you know that it's well cooked. It can take 2 hours and sometimes even 3. It depends how much you make. It depends the amount of meat you use, depends how much of the broth you use. But now I'm going to close it. All the ingredients are in here. Now this has to cook. This has been cooking now for about approximately an hour. And of course, if you want it more watery, you can add some more chicken broth or beef broth or vegetable broth, whatever you like, whatever you have. But I also add a little bit of oregano. I really like the taste of oregano. And I put back the garlic, so you can, before I put it on the pasta today, I'm going to take them out, but at least they give a nice flavor to the sauce. This is almost done. Okay, now I'm going to start making the dishes. I normally put a little bit of the ragu on the bottom. These are the pappardelle. Okay. And buon appetito. Oh, it is delicious. Oh my goodness. It is very important when you cook in pappardelle is they have to be al dente. They take about 3 minutes to make, and respect the time because they cook rather fast. Otherwise, they get very, very soft, and you don't want that. So you want the pappardelle to sort of stand up in the dish as this, so they don't just wither. Salute. I hope you will try it, and if you make it, please let me know. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Cooking with Pina. Arrivederci alla prossima volta. Grazie, ciao.